Hey everyone, this is Taplin to Pay, a Future of Faith, doing the newsletter recap with Tap and friends. At Future of Faith, we curate a twice monthly newsletter spotlighting the people, practices, and places shaping what's next for faith. Each issue invites you listening to the field through real stories on the ground, listening to each other through thoughtful conversations, and listening to the research that helps us understand where faith is headed. We celebrated Featured Artist of the Year and share dream jobs and opportunities you won't want to miss. Subscribe today at futureoffaith.org and join a growing community committed to listening well and building the future of faith together. Hi everyone, it's Taplin Tepay here at Future of Faith. Welcome to Newsletter Recap with Tap and friends. Here
I'm the friend today. Hi.
You're the friend.
Happy to be here. Okay, great.
Here we have Josh Packard, our fearless leader here at Future of Faith. And we are going to be talking about some of the things that came out in our newsletter. First of all, this is the first newsletter of the new year. Happy 2026, everyone.
Happy 2026, everybody.
Thank God we made it. We made it, y'all.
It's always good to make it.
We made it. So we're so happy that you guys are here and that you're going to listen to us yap about all of the cool things that were in the newsletter, because it was quite a lot. So first thing that we're going to talk about, Josh, is listen to the research. We had the empathy perception gap. That was a new Stanford research about young people underestimating how much people care. Why did you decide to put this in the newsletter?
Well, look, I mean, we're always interested in stuff that is sort of counterintuitive. I mean, I think that makes for the most sort of interesting findings and sometimes even the most applicable ones, because it has the potential to change what you might be doing or the way that you might be accompanying or coming alongside young people. And in this case, I don't know, Tap, this was fascinating to me, this idea that a lot of the reason, it's like this self-fulfilling prophecy that like people don't end up engaging with other people because they think that those other people don't care. And so then nobody engages with each other and nobody cares about each other. That's wild to me. But actually, so what these researchers found, I mean, to cut to the chase, is that people do care more, right? That these are all Stanford students on a Stanford campus. So we've got to take these, with a grain of salt. But the idea was basically all these students are walking around thinking that other people don't care about them, but that they themselves care about others a lot.
Pretty much.
Like that doesn't add up.
I know, me as a young person, I always think about what the other person is thinking about me. And then in turn, I freak out and don't reach out to that person and communicate. So it completely makes sense. I was heard. I felt it when I was reading the article. And, it was kind of shady towards young people in the fact that we suck at communication because we think other people don't like us pretty much. But,
even other young people.
Even other young people, especially other young people, if they don't. Because, we're pretty critical of ourselves. So
you're mostly afraid of your peers.
100%. Yes.
Yeah.
And my
mom. If you click into the article and read, it's free. There's no paywall or anything. One of the things that one of the other sort of like, in terms of what meets the criteria to catch our attention at Future of Faith, I mean, we're very much applied social scientists and very much in the realm of faith. And so this doesn't quite tick the faith box. But on the application side, I love that the researchers took it one step further. So it's not just a survey, but they also then did some interventions. And they found that even just simply putting up posters that says, like, basically, don't worry, your other students here care about you, look at the data, was enough to like actually move the needle and get people to talk to each other. Like, it doesn't take that much.
True.
Which I thought was super fascinating. The ramifications for, like, if you're leading student ministry in any way, shape, or form, even just using this as a point of discussion in a Bible study or a weekly email to say, like, look, it's not like we need to go around proselytizing all the time, but other people who are like you might be more interested in your journey than you think that they are. And being able to share, just not even just like a connection with them, but also maybe even sharing faith with them might be more open than we would think.
That was good, Josh. Wow. That's why they pay you the big bucks. So the next thing that we have is listen to the field. We have the Pray For Me campaign. What did you think about this?
We're always looking for things that are multi-generational. Tab, do you have other like older people in your life that you know are like praying for you or that you're connected to across like even outside of your family?
Of course, all of the elders at my church, I would say, they all pray for
They
me.
are. So that's so incredible. I think I mean, I had that when I was a kid. My
Mhm.
son has that now, and I think part of the reason he likes church is because those old ladies like him so much.
Yes, we love the mothers at the church. They're our anchors.
Yes, totally. But like not obviously not everybody gets that. And so the Pray For Me campaign, we don't do a whole lot of stuff that's like just click here and buy something. But this felt like it was worth highlighting. I mean, it's cheap. I think that the kit is like 39 bucks. And then it leads you through a year of prayer for like that crosses generations. And I think the point they make on the webpage about these ministries being very siloed is really true. And I understand it. Like I understand why there's young adult ministry and why there's youth ministry and there's singles ministry. I mean, some of that makes sense, but it's so great to be able to cross the boundaries of those things and with something as simple. It's not like gosh, I know that you're really involved in your church. You do like a community garden and stuff, but I mean, I dread the ask of like, hey, could you sign up to do this thing forever? I'm like, no, I don't know that I can do that thing forever. But could I be in a group that prays across generations for each other for a year? I can do that. I can do
Yeah,
that.
of course. I mean, we have noonday prayer at my church, which is super low effort, but it's the same thing where you just get into a group with a couple of people and you just pray about things happening in the world or for each other or for whatever. So yeah.
Is it all in person, the noon prayer?
It's actually online and in person. So
you can like Zoom. I love that. I love
yeah,
that.
it's great. It's a great time.
I missed that from. I knew I would miss it when I was there, and then as soon as I graduated, I did miss it. And going back to undergraduate days, just the rhythm of like a 15 to 20 minute chapel service 3 times a week. It wasn't like this big to do. It was, but it was a nice like anchor. It was a nice regular touch point.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's talk about our featured artist of the
I know you're excited
year.
about this. Yeah. So we had Bettany last year, which was great. Bettany was awesome. But I know you're excited about this. What do you think about Carmel?
First of all, Carmel, if you guys haven't seen the art that Carmel has, I'm not even going to spoil all of the other art pieces that she has, but this specific one in January it has already set the foundation of the work that Carmel has. She is incredible. I'm just gonna say that it is insane. Her I think acrylic paintings are probably my best, next to oil, obviously, but she is awesome. What would you say, Josh?
And we know her personally, and so there's like it's like I can't separate the art from the artist, and it's just so cool to see her work here in this context and know that like you can just go also to her website and like see all the stuff she's working on, and the way that we work with her at Flagler College and some other places. Art is like a thing she does on the side, quote, like in addition to all this other stuff. So she's just an incredible person.
It's super cool, especially in the ones that there's a specific piece that she has here where she has she did some type of gathering at Duke Divinity, and she had all of the participants put their responses in invisible ink, and it's only revealed by ultraviolet light. How insane is that? Like this is just this week. Oh, it's crazy. It's just month 1, guys. So please.
Month 1.
Please check.
We're going to be trying to figure out a way to hire her for an event at some point, and I think other people should too. So
100%.
check her out.
She's going to do a mural. Yeah. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be awesome. It's going to have Future of Faith, but it's going to be like Josh and Faithful Futures all like in invisible ink. You can only see it with ultraviolet light. It's going to be awesome.
Maybe not everything has to be in invisible ink.
It's going to be every single line is in. Yes, but Josh, how about you tell everyone where we're going to be this year? Because it is quite a few places, I'll say. Quite a few.
Well, we can't possibly cover this. This is incredible. It's almost as long, by the way, as the Dream Jobs and Opportunities. So if you're watching this in real time, do check those out because there's so many of those this month. But I was super proud of this. I mean, when we started Future of Faith, obviously it was just me and Megan, and it was much smaller, and we would sort of list out the places we were going. And this is like, now it's the whole team. You all are all like, we're all going places and doing stuff. And I imagine when we'll probably do this again in a few more months, and it'll probably have grown by then. I mean, I know my own list has grown since then, but I mean, we're going to be we're at the Progressive Youth Ministry Conference in November, and we're going to be at the For Soil Parenting Retreat in Scottsdale, Arizona in April. ACST, I'm leaving for North Carolina tomorrow. Megan's leading some sacred listening workshops for the Archdiocese of Philadelphia. That's in March. And then, wait, isn't Lauren going somewhere? I thought Lauren was on this list. I thought they were headed somewhere. Maybe I was wrong about that. Oh, Chris will be in Princeton for the Youth Ministry Forum, April 28th. So it's really great. I mean, I love seeing all the places that the team is headed, all the work that we're doing. And look, if you're out and about and you see that list and we're coming to a place near you, or if you're going to be at that same conference, please hit us up. We'd love to buy you coffee and find out how things are going, in your ministry in your area.
Super cool.
But that is not even the most exciting part of this newsletter. The most exciting part of the newsletter is the last part that we're going to talk about here, huh?
Yes. Y'all, I can't even tell you how excited I am whenever Josh and Megan hit me up and they're like, hey, we got another person. So please hold your applause. Hold your applause for now. We have a new associate researcher, Charlotte Long, who has joined us here at Future of Faith. She is going to be coming in shortly.
We did it.
There she is.
Hey, Charlotte. So good to see you. So good to have you here on this what are we doing this? A video podcast? I don't know what we call this. But so good to have you at the team of Future of Faith. This is the big part of the newsletter that was so exciting.
Thank you. It's very exciting to me too, both to be on the podcast and in the newsletter.
Charlotte, why don't you, so I know you did a little bit of this. I know you did a little bit of this in the newsletter, but what should the good people of the world know about you? Tell us a little bit about what you're doing in Future of Faith, but also about who you are.
Yeah, I can do that. We'll do the basics first. So my little bio in the newsletter basically gives you the full quilt version of my past, my career. I was previously in another lifetime a performer and toured all the way around the globe with a multimedia artistic company, while I was also a youth minister at an Episcopal church for like a decade. And I was doing those two things simultaneously for most of my 20s. And then being in youth ministry and creating my own curriculum and trying to connect my interests to the interests of the youth, to the problems of the world, really led me to do a lot of research and reading. And I loved creating curriculum a lot from all of that research. And suddenly my favorite authors and my favorite researchers, I was like, what? They all have Masters of Religion or MDivs? This is so wild. Why? There's no way I'm going to get one of those, but I did. So then I got a Master of Divinity a few years ago, and that led me into migratory justice spaces, working with grassroots groups that either provide housing for immigrants and refugees, or caseworking services, or what have you. And I was interested in that mostly because I was interested in migration and gender and religion and how all those things impact each other. I had no idea it was going to lead me into sort of like case management work, but that's what happens when you walk through a door. So I did that for a while and still am involved in that in my spare time. And that led me to do some research. I had done some research as a grad student around religion and women's economic empowerment in Nigeria with a professor of mine. And that had led me to have some qualifications to do some research with the DePaul Migration Collaborative. So that's all to say I'm really interested in how grassroots faith groups think about their efficacy and their ability to make change in the world, and when that goes well and when it doesn't. And I've always been really interested in helping communities, religious or not, like small communities, think about the best ways they can be of impact especially towards their own values. So yeah, I was interested in the associate researcher position here at Future of Faith. It allows me to keep doing some of the cool research, but also still be involved in like communities in a really tangible way, which research doesn't always get to do. Sometimes as a researcher, you're in the background, not as interpersonal, not as relational. And that part is really important to me. Plus y'all have like the youth ministry background stuff, which I'm such a geek for. So it's just seemed like a really great fit.
Well, we're thrilled to have you. I mean, that kind of expertise and is unbelievable, and just the lived experience there. And so Charlotte's going to be doing a lot of stuff with us. But Tap doesn't care about any of that. I think she's just happy to have another friend.
100%. I was like, wow, she's so iconic.
Oh
I'm
my
so
God, you did not just use that word.
I was like, wow, like, is that it? And I'm div? Okay. Like, cool.
Did you catch the tour of the world part?
Yeah,
I caught
like
that.
Nigeria.
That was like a humble brag right off the bat.
I did not go to Nigeria. I did not go to Nigeria.
Okay.
Next life.
That was great. Well, let's get to the fun question.
Yeah.
So you already answered some of these in the newsletter. If you guys want the full answers that Charlotte has, you can go look over there. But the first one that we have is, what's a small but meaningful way you show others they're truly heard?
So I listed, this is, I'm sure, a boring answer, but I listed a technique that I use as a chaplain in a hospital setting. And sometimes I use it with my friends and family as well. And I have to be like, no chaplain hat right now. Like, take that off. People can tell when they're like, are you chaplaining me? And I'm like, what? No, maybe. Yeah.
There could be worse things.
And
That's
I
not a bad
agree.
thing.
I think it's made me a better partner, a better friend. Anyways. But sometimes it really works no matter what's going on. And it's just repeating what people say back to them in their exact words and trying not
So like in their exact words.
Yes. And then you can expand. So it can go two things. Like, what I'm hearing you say is, and then you say their exact words. And people are like, yes. And I'm like, all right, that's just what you said. And then I say something like, and I hear that the issue there for you, or the knot that you're trying to untie, is this. And then you have to ask a confirmation. Am I getting that right? You've gotten the first part right because you've literally repeated what they said. And that's not just for them, right? That's not just so they can feel good about what they said. That's also for you to slow down. I think anybody who is involved in any kind of relational ministry is good at what they're doing because they're sort of anticipating, what's coming next, and often they're right. But that can also get in the way of actually, slowing down and going word for word with what this person is offering you and offering of themselves. They may not even be knowing in that moment quite what's going to come out of their mouth. So why would we assume we understand sort of like the end game of that sentence? So it slows me down. I'm a fast talker. I tend to jump ahead, and it slows them down, and it makes sure they're on the same page. And then I can synthesize and say, and the problem here is blah, blah, blah. And they can have an opportunity to confirm or deny. Denying being the operative word. They can be like, no, you don't have that right. But it's really helpful for me. It's so much slower than I want to go in a conversation, but it avoids a lot of problems.
I love that. I love that approach, because usually, sometimes I do tend to zone out when I'm hearing someone. And so it really does help you to stay in tune, and you're like, okay, so I heard you say this, and they're like, absolutely not, Tab. You weren't listening. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, absolutely not.
And I'm
You're
like,
wrong.
of
And
course.
I'm like,
Okay,
I
great.
was thinking about lunch. Yeah.
I was
Okay,
thinking about lunch.
Let's skip down to, what is one book that shaped your approach to ministry?
Oh my gosh, this question was so hard because I'm such a research book person. And so there was a lot at a certain point, especially in my 20s. I was not finishing. I mean, I still don't finish books sometimes. I'm like, this chapter. So I was like putting everything together to try and figure out what it meant. And people who've been in youth ministry will relate to this. What it meant to be a 23-year-old leading 17-year-olds, which happens a lot in the church, right? People are like, you're young, you understand, right? And some of us have teaching backgrounds by that point. I did, which was great, but a lot of us don't. So I was really influenced by some of my colleagues being all on board the Sustainable Youth Ministry book. This is by Mark DeVries. I think I'm saying that last name right. It was just like very popular for, a decade there. And it really influenced the way myself and a lot of youth ministers in my diocese were talking about how to build sustainable programs for youth. And I can speak more about that too. I also listed just like a good old curricula from the UU Church called Build Your Own Theology, which is like almost a practice book, but it allowed me to feel really confident. I sort of pulled from it a lot. It allowed me to feel really confident in building together with my youth, my students, something that felt like it was theirs, right? To empower them to say, like, if you have a question about religion or faith or God or your place in the world, like, you are already doing theology. You are a theologian. And half of them don't even know what theology is. So like, take that and sort of like run with it. It really, I thought, created an empowering space for them to encounter what they even believed. And some of them don't know quite what their denomination believes either. So being able to encounter that, it allowed me to talk about Episcopalian theology in the process of doing that. And then I also listed Paulo Freire's Pedagogy of the Oppressed. That was for later on, but it's always been really influential to me. And that's more of I'm also a teacher and adjunct faculty. So a lot of my ideas about ministry and being a teacher who isn't just imparting information, right? Who isn't just standing either as a lecturer or in a youth ministry capacity, like at the front of the room and talking. Anything that can help me not do that is really good. And I just really believe that education is, I don't know who said this, but the lighting of the fire, not the filling of the pail. And that's really big for Freire's idea about how education builds social change and strengthens our communities.
But if you were starting youth ministry today, you would list Faithful Futures as probably the single most important.
The plug. Gosh, this section isn't about you, it's about Charlotte.
I know. That's why I was confirming that's what I heard. I was repeating back what I heard. Did I not get it correct?
No, you got it exactly right, Josh. That's really. Thank you so much for hearing me.
Okay, we're going to do one last question for us to just wrap up this whole entire thing. Charlotte, would you rather read minds or control your own dreams? This is very important.
I really had a rough time with this. I said read minds. They both sound... So control your dreams sounds like not fun enough. And read minds seems like too fun. Yeah. Where you're like, ooh, that's a dangerous drug. You know what I mean? Where you're like, I could use this for good, sort of. But right away, you're gonna get in places where you're not happy to hear what people have to say. If you could turn it on and off in TV, like people always like can't control it. They have some sort of inability to shut off the voices. If you could turn it on and off, I think that would be helpful. It would certainly make being a chaplain way easier. I'd be a superhero.
I could see that. I could see that being a superpower.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But you have to learn to wield it. Otherwise, people just think you're a dangerous entity.
Well, on that note, everyone, it has been so nice to have both of you guys here.
Yeah.
It's cool. It is a cool superpower. But it has been a great time, y'all. It's been so fun. Hopefully we can do this again next time. It has been Newsletter Recap with Tap and Friends, with our friends Josh and Charlotte. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for listening to the Newsletter Recap with Tap and Friends. Be sure to subscribe at our newsletter at futureoffaith.org. See you next time.